deal for you guys. If you're stuck with Windows Home and you want to get Windows Pro, or you just want cheap office keys, gaming keys, or gift card vouchers, head on down to 09, look in the description for the links and a discount code to get even more of a discount. Righto, Talioto champs. Now, I just reviewed the MacBook X Pro. You can check that out, leave the links in the description, but a lot of the comments I got is like, compare it to this Razer Blade Stealth. This is the new 2019 model Razer Blade Stealth, and yeah, I think in some ways it does compare, but in some ways it doesn't. They're sort of different laptops for me, and I'll get into the specs of this, and this has the new Whiskey Lake processor, and there is a difference between this and the last generation. You want to stay around for that, because I will tell you the difference, and there is one important difference, and I will get into the specs in a minute, but just, comparing this to the MacBook, I can't compare them. They're not the same thing. They're not the same animal. To me, the MacBook is like a MacBook Pro, like an XPS 13, the content creator. There's certain people that buy those are not the people that buy gaming laptops. I don't think they're the same thing. I don't compare the XPS 15 to the Razer Blade. I know they're both 15-inch premium thin and light laptops, but one's more of a gamer thing and one's sort of more of a content creator, but you can use either or for both, I guess. They're not the same thing, and I don't think these are the same thing. I will go over the similarities in a minute, but anyway, let's have a look at it. It looks friggin' awesome for a start. I do love the design of their laptop. Thin bezels, as you can see there, but the top bezel is a little bit bigger, but they put the webcam there, so I think that was done on purpose because they've got Windows Hello. It's a matte display. It's 4.9mm bezels, low power technology. So the thing that's important about this is, one, it's like factory calibrated, but this low power technology, I think Intel come out and they said they were going to have 1 watt displays soon. So I don't know if this is one of them, but it's a low power technology. So this means, like, usually us reviewers, we can look at the specs of something and say, we can go to the specs of this, right? And say, hey, okay, this is this processor. We know this processor. Well, actually, this is a new one, so it should be a little bit more power efficient. We know it's a 1080p display, and we know it's this size battery, 53 watt hours. We could give you a guess, and I'll bet you will be in the ballpark. All of us reviewers that are experienced at reviewing. Now that this one has this low power technology, we'll see if it's BS or not when we get one. And by the way, it's Notify here. Hopefully they come to Australia sooner rather than later, but the way things work in Australia, I'll talk about that at the end of the video. But if this is low power technology, this could actually be better battery life than what we think it is, because I would say, just looking at the specs, it's going to be around at least 7 hours battery life, 8 hours, up to 10, depending on screen brightness and what you're doing, and that's just for general use. So usually I could say, hey, this is going to have pretty much the same battery life as the MacBook Pro, same battery life as this MacBook Pro as well. But now we don't know. This is one thing that's been chucked in here, low power technology. It may be more battery life. But comparing this to, say, the MacBook Pro has a high resolution display. It's also a touch display, and it's a 3x2. So if you're asking me which one I would prefer, I'll take the MacBook any day, just because the taller screen, higher resolution, touch. Not that I use touch that much, but still. Yeah, and you can see, look at the bezels at the bottom here. I love the Razer design, don't get me wrong. But yeah, look at this Huawei, man. Look at that. Look at that chin down there. There's virtually no chin. And I'm not going to bag Razer for having a chin here, because every single Infinity Edge display has that sort of chin there. Huawei, I don't know how they done it. They're the only ones that have been able to get rid of that chin. So yeah, that's more of a thing for Huawei. Now, look at the ports here. We have Thunderbolt 3, we have USB Type-C and 2 USB Type-A's, it looks like, and a microphone jack. Now, this is the important thing. This has the new processor. So this one here is the Whiskey Lake, okay? So it's not the Coffee Lake. This is the Whiskey Lake product. And there's a couple of differences. One, it should be a little bit more power efficient, a little bit faster. Yeah, it's not going to be that much difference in terms of performance. But one, this is guarded against the Spectre in the architecture. I don't know which Spectre. There's so many of them now. Whatever one that come out first, it is guarded against that. It's 32 gigs RAM it can support. That's the same with the old one here. This is the one that's in the current, like, say, MacBook and stuff like that, XPS 13 and that. That supports 32 gig. You need DDR4. But the main difference on this CPU is here. 16 lanes of PCI Express, okay? So the older model, which is, in most laptops now, ultrabook part, is 12 lanes. So it's extra 4 lanes. So that means you can have an extra Thunderbolt 3. And in actual fact, me now, this is a 219 laptop. I don't want USB Type A anymore. Like, I've always bagged laptops a couple of years ago. They didn't have USB Type A. Like, I didn't like it. But now I have actively went out and got USB-C everything, okay? So I don't want USB Type A anymore. I know it's a gaming laptop, so yeah, you probably do want one because you got a mouse or whatever. But honestly, I'd just prefer 4 Thunderbolt 3s. And this can do it now because it has 16 lanes, whereas the other one couldn't. It only had 12 lanes. So that's the big difference there. 16 lanes of PCI Express versus 12. But really, they haven't really taken advantage of those extra lanes there. So I wish they would have. But anyway, so another killer feature of this, and why people are asking me to compare it to the Huawei MateBook X Pro, is because it does have this MX150 graphics card. And this is the game changer, right? This takes these 13-inch laptops to the next level, having graphics. A M.2 SSD, so you can easily upgrade that, compared to, say, the MateBook, pretty much the same size and weight. So you're getting a really nice, thin, light, powerful laptop, which that graphics card takes it over the edge and makes it that much better than any other 13-inch. We have a competitor to this MateBook now. So we'll have a look at the pictures. I love Razer's design. But why I love the Razer so much is the squared off look of it. If you look at, say, MacBook Pro or whatever, a lot of laptops have this sort of organic curve to them. I like this. I love the brutal squareness of this. It looks insane. The 15-inch looks insane. They both look so epic. They're probably my favorite design in laptop at the moment. Whew, so hard. There's so many good laptops these days, isn't there? Well, anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this. Hope to get my hands on it pretty quick. I'll just tell you about Australia. In Australia, we get things late, as you probably already know. Doing a YouTube channel in Australia is like playing a game in hard mode. It is really hard because we get the hardware later. And then when they do get the hardware here, they only usually have one review unit that goes around everywhere. And it usually goes to places like newspapers first and websites, like it will go to the Sydney Morning Herald or something like that. And it's like, what? Who reads the Sydney Morning Herald? Like, especially for tech stuff. Yeah, we're still a bit backwards here, so who knows when I'll get it. As soon as I can get it, I'll definitely review it. I might have to just buy one and cop it sweet. We'll see how we go. Anyway, catch you in the next one. Tally ho.